Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Clausen.
Here.
Commissioner Cox.
Here.
Commissioner Graven. Here. Commissioner Phipps.
Here.
Mayor Hall.
Here. Consent agenda. Items listed on the consent agenda are considered to be routine in nature and will be enacted by one motion. No separate discussion of these items will occur unless a council member requests the item to be removed from the consent agenda. If an item is removed from the consent agenda, it will be considered elsewhere on the agenda for this meeting. Prior to asking for a motion to approve the consent agenda, the mayor will ask if anyone desires to remove an item from the consent agenda for public discussion. Would any council members like to remove an item? Have any discussion? Hearing none, I move the minutes of the regular meeting of April 15th and special meeting of April 23rd, 2025, the bills and payroll for the last half of April 2025, and the mayor's bills for lobby day. Can I have a second to that motion?
Second.
Commissioner Cox, and roll call.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Graven.
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes. Okay, now we're going to move to the administration, the oath of office to new council members.
Did you have anything else to say to Sandy?
Yes, I do.
What's
And I want to recognize Sandy for 3 terms of office. Actually, a part of that term was as an interim mayor, the acting mayor after our mayor passed away. And so thank you for all the years and all the good things that you did for the council. It was a lot of things have been happening over the last 3 years. And we've had some very good success with our budgets, balancing those, and a lot of other things that you were directly involved with. So, yeah.
And as I said the last meeting, it's been an honor and a privilege to work with all of the city employees and all of you guys. So.
And I do have a picture, so you won't forget.
I should hear it a lot shorter.
Yeah, and then we also-
Oh, well, thank you.
That's Robinson's. That's Robinson's.
I guess we don't have that. We have a
Oh,
photo.
yeah.
Whoops.
Sorry about that.
It was covered up. I thought it was for that. Okay, so, yes, thank you very much.
You are welcome.
It's that.
And welcome, Erica.
My grandfather can do it. Where we do.
So, now the oath.
Yeah, we'll have the oath of office. Yeah. Yeah. Erica, if you'll please come forward. And
How do you do this?
you'll raise your right hand. And I'll pause whenever you should state your name, and I'll pause when you should state what commissioner or mayor position you have. So I,
Dave Cox.
thank you. Thank you. Having been elected to the oath of office
To the
of mayor in the city of Mattoon,
And this is good. That's
in the county of Coles,
in the county of Coles,
in the state of Illinois,
in the state of Illinois,
do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of,
the duties of the office of mayor
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
No.
Yes, seriously.
I will have the council sign their oath of office and return that to me. They've all been duly certified and are ready to serve.
You want these right here? You got some.
Yeah, right.
Like a natural consent.
That's it. You.
Okay,
We're ready to go.
okay.
Thank you.
All right, next item on the agenda is presentations, petitions, and communications. This portion of the city council meeting is reserved for persons who desire to address the council. The Illinois Open Meetings Act mandates that city council may not take action on comments received on matters that have not been identified on this agenda, but the council may direct staff to address these topics or refer the matter for action on the agenda for another meeting. Persons addressing the council are requested to limit their presentation to 3 minutes and to avoid repetitious comments. We would also ask you to state your name and address for the record, as well as stand when speaking. We do have people online, so we'll have you come up front when you speak, and that way everybody can hear you. Before we move on, for anybody that wants to speak related to the cannabis issue, we're going to do that right before or right after the motion gets started. And you'll come up and speak to address the council at that time. If you have any other items you want to talk about up front, now's the time to do that other than the cannabis. Does anybody want to address the council on any other items? Seeing none, we will, we got a couple presentations to do. Is Dr. Julie Elbert here? Excuse me,
Okay. I think she.
what's that?
Dixie.
Yes, sir.
Dixie.
Okay,
Come on.
all right, so we'll have you come up first, and we'll put you on hold for just 1 second.
Ever please state your name.
My name is Dixie Freeland. I live at 109.
What do you, yeah, speak into that. You can pull that down if you like. Just it'll come, I think.
Just the top part, just the top part, yeah.
Let the fireman help you there. That's what he gets paid to do.
Thank you. Yes. Oh, can everybody hear, I guess?
There you go.
My name is Dixie Freeland. I live at 109 Arbor Gate Drive, Mattoon. I've lived here for 49 years. And they come up concerning taxes. I purchased 2 pairs of shoes at the famous shoe store at the new mall. The amount on the ticket of the tax was 9.75%. I went to Michael's in the same next door, I think, and the tax rate was 7.75%.
Good.
I don't understand the difference. Marshall's is 8.75, which is different from both of those.
Right.
I did call Kyle Will. I appreciate you. He did call me back. I appreciate that. I thought our tax was 7.75 in our area.
Right.
And I don't understand the difference. And what I got from 2 people, the answer was, you should be glad it's not 10.75. Now, to me, that wasn't a good answer.
No,
I wanted to know why.
okay. Kyle, would you like to take this?
So yeah, we do have, across the city, it is 7.75. We do have some business districts around town, different areas, South Route 45, east of 57, and then also where the sports complex is and Broadway Avenue East, there's an extra 1%. So in the mall, that's where 8.75 for those
In the old mall,
in the old mall.
it's 8.75.
7.5. And then just around the sports complex, that area of the new development there should be 10.75. Now, why there's some of them are varying in there's a 2%, not 2%, but it's a 2% fee, economic development fee that when they built there was built into their covenants that they've got to pay. And they can pay it or they can charge it to their customers. So you'll see some variation there because the stores can pay it for themselves or they can pass it on to the customer. So that is, the 2% can vary, but it should be either 8 3/4 or 10 3/4 is really what it's supposed to be. Some of the new stores coming in, the business district tax was supposed to start in January. Not all of them got on there in January. So we're working with the state to get those corrected.
So some of them are doing a courtesy to the people to pay the tax
Yeah.
themselves instead of charging the
Right.
people.
Yeah.
Okay, you told me before that it was a tax that Rural King could put on.
Yes, in their economic development, when they sold the property, it's like a covenant, like a special, kind of like an impact fee or a special assessment fee that they could put on their property as they were selling it to people
Right.
or leasing.
Okay. I do have a comment about cannabis. Does my 3 minutes count?
No, we'll bring that back up when we get to the cannabis.
Did that answer your questions though? Does that as clear as mud or is it?
Yeah, clearly.
Well, I didn't understand why in that area, but if it's the merchant is absorbing that cost.
Right.
Rather than pass it on to the customer. And I know there's different, I looked at one of my tickets, there's an A tax or the B tax or the C tax. And, I'm from the old school, I look at my tickets
Right.
because every penny counts.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to find out,
Yeah. That technically, that 2% is not a tax. It's a fee that's charged because in order for us to build those facilities and bring those stores there, we could not do that. And those would not be there if Rural King did not attach that fee, that 2% fee in order to pay for the bonds to build those facilities. So what you are giving up a fee to, or the store is paying it themselves
Right.
in order to have those retail stores. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there. I don't know if that helps you any, but that's, it is not, technically, it's not a tax. It's a
it's not a
fee.
tax, but it's on our ticket.
It is on your
It's a
ticket.
Sales tax.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
yeah, if it calls it a tax, it's not the right terminology.
right. Well, that's why it may be confusing to me and to other people. Maybe,
Yeah,
I don't know.
right. Yeah. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
all right.
Dixie.
All right, now, I'm sorry, now we'll go up to Dr. Julie Elbert. Elbert, yes.
Yeah.
This is hard for the fire chief to do this because you're going to recognize a fireman.
Yes,
And that's hard for him to accept. A policeman, yes.
I'm Julie Elbert. I reside at 1439 County Highway 5, Shelbyville, Illinois, 62565. The Daughters of the American Revolution present the Distinguished Citizen Medal to first responders and military who demonstrate honor, service, courage, leadership, and patriotism. This can only be presented once in a lifetime. So really, it is a once-in-a-lifetime event. Governor Edward Cole's Sally Lincoln chapter proudly presents this to Officer A.J. Rowley. His selfless actions and calm way with people served him well in the rescue for which we are honoring him. He beat the fire department to a structure fire where he rescued 5 children. He then went back into the fire as the fire was dropping through the ceiling to rescue 3 adults, one of whom was blind, and he led him all to safety. Then he went in again to rescue family pets and the service dog, just as coming out as the fire department arrived. We want to congratulate Officer Rowley.
Yes, please come up.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And the next couple of items on the agenda relate to the police department also. And Chief Gaines, would you like to do the presentation for Lieutenant Scott Robinson?
Yeah, Lieutenant Robinson is retiring. He retired May 2nd after 20 years of service to the city of Mattoon. He's not here tonight that I can see. He's not been able to make it, but he spent roughly 8 years at the Polk County Sheriff's Department before that. So 28 years of law enforcement, that he provided to law enforcement, retired as a lieutenant, and was the head of our CSI program. So it'll be a tough loss, but we wish him the best in retirement.
Okay, and then, thank you very much. And then the next item's on promotions.
We got Sergeant Pete Lust. He's here tonight, been with us for roughly 13 years. He's been a sergeant for the last 3. And
Go ahead, stand, so we know who you are. He's the little guy back there.
here, these two have prepared speeches too.
Yep, They,
Man.
all of them have,
Yeah, these two. How long do I got?
whatever,
Are we sure about that?
whatever you want.
He's been sergeant 3 years, CRT commander longer than that for roughly, how long, Pete? Since 2017. That's our equivalent to SWAT, the crisis response team, great commander. In that, he's going to make a great lieutenant. So congratulate Pete. I'll move on to Mike. Real quick.
Next, Mike.
Mike's being promoted to fill Pete's spot. With Pete being promoted to lieutenant, we need a sergeant. Officer Bennett here has been with us for 7 years. He too is on the CRT team. He worked at the sheriff's department before he came over to work with us at Mattoon. How many years, Mike? It's about 5 years at the county, so roughly 12 years total in law enforcement. He'll make a great sergeant.
And one more.
The probationary
There we-
officer
Yeah.
here tonight, Grant.
You couldn't,
No.
Grant Gaines made it a year. Most of that time was in PTI and on field training. And he's out on his own now, but he is off his probationary period.
very good. And you'd stand up for him.
I think so.
Very good. All right, thank you very much. And now we move on to the first new business.
Okay. I make a motion to adopt ordinance number 2025-5492, updating the municipal code to reflect the change in government, including the city manager.
Can I have a second to that motion?
Second.
Commissioner Cox
And
and
I would say this is a substitute ordinance. Really what it is motion 5 was a resolution authorizing the mayor and treasurer and clerk to sign checks by facsimile. We have added that into that section of the code of ordinances. So that is the substitute. We're basically replacing what would be motion 5 up into that, the change of ordinances in our code of ordinances. So
okay. Any other questions anybody has? All right, roll call.
Commissioner Butler,
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes.
Motion to adopt resolution number 2025-3304, appointing Kyle M. Gill to the position of city manager.
Can I have a second to that motion?
Second, Mayor.
Commissioner Phipps. And any comments anybody has? I will make a few comments. Unprepared. I've known this young man, I can say that. He's worked for the city for 30 years.
Yeah.
And he started when he was 10. He's not quite 40 yet, but he's been doing a lot of jobs for the city. We did recruit. We went through a process to select someone for the city manager position. Kyle won that appointment. And we had a lot of good candidates. And so it's an honor that we have Kyle as our city manager. And I certainly think he's going to do a good job. So.
thank you.
So any other comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Clausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Commissioner Butler,
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
We actually even changed. Made a paper change, changed it.
Where'd you-
Changed it, yeah, we Gotta have fun.
He's been practicing that for about an hour.
You know, that wasn't final. How did you do that?
I had it put back.
Okay,
And he jumped right on it too, right? Said it over quickly.
okay, keep going here.
Thank you, Mayor. Make a motion to adopt resolution number 2025-3305, appointing Susan J. O'Brien to the office of city clerk and Beth Wright to the office of city treasurer.
And can I have a second to that motion?
Second, Mayor.
Who did that?
Doesn't matter.
Jim, okay, Commissioner Clausen. And any comments anybody would like to make?
I'd just like to say Susan and Beth do a tremendous job for the city of Mattoon. Susan's been here just a little bit longer than I have. So we came in close around the same time. And Beth's been here for several years as well, and it's really helped us with our budgets. So couldn't do the work that I do without the two of them.
Very good. Thank you very much. And any other comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Cox?
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps?
Yes.
Commissioner Butler?
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen?
Yes.
Mayor Hall?
Yes.
A motion to approve or adopt resolution number 2025-3306, designating the depositories in which the funds or the monies of the city may be deposited.
And can I have a second to that motion?
Second.
Commissioner Cox, and what does this do for us? Have we changed anything?
It's just where we deposit them, our depositories at the bank. No changes.
No changes, okay. And roll call.
Commissioner Phipps?
Yes.
Commissioner Butler?
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen?
Yes.
Commissioner Cox?
Yes.
Mayor Hall?
Yes.
Motion to adopt special ordinance number 2025-1954, ratifying employment contracts with city manager, city clerk, finance director, and city treasurer.
And a second to that motion.
Second, Mayor.
Commissioner Phipps. And let's see here. Anybody have any comments?
So the contracts are pretty standard to what we used to sign. Made a few little changes just with the change of municipal manager form of government. So pretty cut and dry.
Was this done every year or every
So
four?
we used to do it every 4 years. These will now become indefinite until, since we do elections every 2 years now.
Okay. All right, roll call.
Commissioner Butler?
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen?
Yes.
Commissioner Cox?
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps?
Yes.
Mayor Hall?
Yes.
Motion to adopt special ordinance number 2025-1955, granting a special use for a Tier 2 short-term rental located at 808 Broadway Avenue. Petitioner Toby Ferris, 07-1-03948-000.
Okay. And a second to that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Cox, any comments?
Again, this went through the planning commission. No objectors, no
Passed unanimously,
pass unanimously. So
and it's in a great commercial area. Right, but again, staff is going to remain neutral in our recommendation, as we do with all special uses related to short-term rentals, but it did pass unanimously.
Okay, very good.
That's in a multi-use area too, not just strictly commercial, right?
Yeah, it's residential.
So-
Very good. Okay, any other comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Clausen?
Yes.
Commissioner Cox?
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps?
Yes.
Commissioner Butler?
Yes.
Mayor Hall?
Yes.
Motion to adopt special ordinance number 2025-1956, granting a special use for a digital display sign located currently on a portion of 06-0-00588-000 that will be deeded to the city in the near future. Petitioner is Richard Rhodes of Dusty's Outdoor Media.
And a second to that motion.
Second, Mayor.
Commissioner Clausen, any comments we have on it?
this is just the first one that has came in and asked for it since we've passed the digital display ordinance a couple meetings back. So again, it's something that Alex has worked on for several months.
Many other attorneys.
And attorneys, and so it is allowing a billboard sign that's digital, which we don't have any here in town that are actual for advertising billboards. So,
Also passed unanimously from the planning zone.
right.
And where is the location of this?
So this will be on the Phillips 66 Jack Flash property, right up there at Swords and Charleston Avenue.
right across from where Wendy's was at.
Correct.
Okay. And roll call.
Commissioner Cox,
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yeah.
Commissioner Butler,
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen,
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes. On this next motion, which is the cannabis motion, I will make the motion, we'll second it, and then we'll get comments. And then we'll vote on it. So I move that we adopt special ordinance number 2025-1957, granting a special use for a cannabis dispensary located at 511 Lakeland Boulevard. Petitioner is TC Applico LLC, 07-1-05018-000. Can I get a second to that motion?
I'll second, Mayor.
Commissioner Cox. And now we have a chance for any comments that the public would like to make. And I don't know if anybody wants to come up front, but okay.
You can hold the room so everybody.
Okay, my name is Dixie Breland, 109 Arcade Drive, Mattoon, Illinois. I've lived in Mattoon 49 years, as I said before. I have 3 sons, 9 grandchildren, 14 great-grandchildren. We're populating the city.
Keep it up.
We, because I love children, because my family's all here, I love families. I appreciate what all you're doing for our city. It's great for our children and our families. I do have objection to the cannabis dispensary that is being considered. And our church I know it destroys families. It destroys children. It destroys lives. It's been proven. And I have one son that works for DCFS. He deals with this every day of broken homes, broken families. It's not just the person who takes the drugs. It affects the family, it affects the children, it affects all of the whole family, and has destroyed lives. And he deals with these families every day, and the stories he tells are unbelievable. Our church delivers backpacks. I don't know if any of you know about the backpack program. We deliver backpacks twice a month to 100 children, twice a month, which is 200 depending on their school calendar, to children that don't have food from Friday when they leave school till they return Monday morning. And we supply food for them because it affects their learning. Our church is located with East Rudy. Across the street, we have Sunrise. Behind us now, we have the Mattoon Commons. So we're trying to do all that we can. And it costs us approximately $1,000 a month. And we provide them with a big bag of food. When we take that to the schools, the children, the teachers will say to us, "Thank you for doing that. These children need it desperately." And it breaks my heart to know that our children are hungry. We have a gal from Charleston who came over. She said, "Can I help with the backpack program?" I said, "You certainly can." She said, "I work in the school of Charleston. They have kids that come in and they'll be other kids eating food and they'll say, 'We don't have any food in this bag.' And you can't tell me that it's not because of alcohol, drugs, the slots, pornography." I hesitate to say this because it brings tears to my eyes. My youngest son one time he had a child, 14-year-old boy from DCFS that watched pornography all day long with his father. And he was to mentor him. And I said, Miles, what did you do? He took him fishing. Why? Simple thing that we could do for our children. And that is going on all the time. And you can't tell me that I know it's legal.
Right.
Why? But you can't tell me that drugs don't contribute to our families and to our children. And why don't we do good things for them? Let other people, you say Effingham has it, Charleston has it. I know you base what you do on money. Does money take the place of children's lives? And
Can I interrupt just, we do want to try, we're up to about 5 minutes.
it's not.
Yeah.
We need to protect our children. Our high school kids drive by there every day, twice or 3 times a day. And are we going to be in the drive up? Are they going to put this in the drive up area where they drive through? And you say they have to have IDs, they have to be 21. Okay. Somebody buys it, goes in, he's legal, he buys it. Where does it go from there? He may sell it again. Okay, it also has 3 levels. So what are they going to sell? The 25% tax rate that has the THC of 35%. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ask them.
Yeah.
And that is the mind-altering drug, which will alter the minds of whoever consumes that.
Right.
Will they have 3 levels? The 10% real sales tax of the 35% or less THC, or the 20% retail tax on the edible products? Or are they going to go, you're going to go for the 25% sales tax on the one that has the 35 and more THC? I don't know. Let's put money away and care about children.
Yeah. Thank you. Would anybody else like to address the council on this matter? And if you would, try to keep it to 3 minutes. We're trying.
Very stuff that around minutes ago, Wayne got business in jail, prison district, street, that for most of you know me. I've been doing this, they'll probably catch me. Last time I was here to express, I discussed this concept. I mentioned that I've got 17 calls that day from jails and prisons. Today was over 20. I know what I'm talking about. I asked these guys, marijuana gateway drug, and they laugh at me. Are you kidding? Of course, that's where we all started. Everybody starts with marijuana. That's where it starts. And then you don't intend to do meth, you don't intend to do heroin. But if you're the wrong kid, you do it for the first time, you hear it for the first time, you're dead. We've had a few of those. But it starts with cigarettes. Then it goes on to alcohol. I looked up stuff, I didn't think it would be so easy to do it. I was wondering if primary drugs in states that legalized marijuana, so I got a couple of friends in Colorado, so I Googled when was marijuana made legal in Colorado. Sales started January 1st, 2014. January 1st, 2014. And I shut that window and I said, crime in Colorado pops up. Violent crime and property crime in Colorado straight increase since 2014 through 2022, 9 years inclusive before it picked up to 23. 9 years straight crime increase in a state that approved legal marijuana. Yeah, you can say what you want to say, but this is just another nail in the coffin at the end of a great culture. We're making a generation of lazy. I mean, I talked to Willie Yoder the other day about this. Back 30 years ago, when he was smoking weed, he said you get up in the morning with full of ammunition and ready to do something great and smoke a little bit of pot and you lay back and look for Twinkies. It's a bad idea. That's my experience.
All right, thank you. Who would like to be next? Anybody?
Good evening, folks.
Good evening.
It's Tom Wright. I live at 116 Wabash Ave. Right here in Mattoon. I'm gonna be the guy talking for Merrill's. Okay? I served my country 21 years in the Army. I served Mattoon, Illinois in another career for 21 years. I've been in this community. I consider myself a good citizen. I don't know about anybody else consider me that way. I consider myself good. I have a back injury that is causing me chronic pain. Marijuana helps me with that. It's good for me. I have a feeling I'm not the only person that uses it for chronic pain. I know a lot of people that use marijuana recreation. It gives them pleasure. I know a lot of them. I consider them good citizens. They're responsible. So I consider myself responsible. I consider the people that I know that use marijuana recreation responsible individuals. I get this gateway drug philosophy. I, in my life experience, have known people that use the hard drugs, the wicked, evil drugs. Yeah, they started out with marijuana. The people that, in my life experience, that I know that did that, had life issues that I didn't have, that I considered outside my norm. I chose not to associate with those people. Okay. In my life experience, the people I feel, the people that use marijuana responsibly are the majority. The people that are use it as gateway drug wind up doing something else and are the minority. So I request that you vote in favor of having this dispensary. It'll make it more convenient for me to get it. As a citizen of Mattoon, it's a legal product. I would like to see the city of Mattoon get the taxation benefit of it. It's my opinion.
Thank you. Anybody else?
My name is Mike Croy. I live at 5 Hannah Lane. I stand up to object to this ordinance. They accepted. For 30 years, I worked for a company that had a anchor here in Mattoon. They were a huge employer. Managed a lot of property. And in addition to that property, they had personal property that we would oftentimes give people a purchase see if they could use it to buy that property for some other use. Oftentimes it's just blank property. Sometimes that, in some of those cases are, see it over in Charleston, building 120 South 17, buildings at 1321, 1421 Charleston, building at 2116 South 17, building 720 in Charleston. Every time I would be approached, and oftentimes I was the first guy approached because I was out of the community. The first thing that I would ask would not be, what are you looking to pay for them? I would be trained to ask, is that good for Mattoon? And there wasn't any discussion about whether or not we would go forward with the project unless it was good for Mattoon. Didn't matter. Money was, anything else. If it's not good for Mattoon, You know, you can bring it up. And that's what you ought to be looking at tonight. This compromise. It's not a step forward. These folks need it. It's immense away. It's not good for a town. It's not good for a reputation. And if you need that tax money that bad, you've made a huge mistake all over town prior to tonight. Thanks.
Thank you. Any other comments anybody has?
Hello there, my name is Dr. John Point. I'm at 3519 DeWitt Avenue in Mattoon. And just got some research. I don't know if you guys want a copy of it or not. I do have a copy for you if you so desire. This is from various, the American Journal of Public Health, the Boston Medical Center, Boston University, University of Illinois in Chicago, and the Frontier in Psychiatry report. And there's just a dozen things here, but there are 4 general articles here for you that indicate that whenever a dispensary opens up within a community, fatality of car wrecks goes up anywhere from as low as 14% to as high as 50%, and traffic incidents go up, in some cases up as high as 475%. And since we just already have lots of accidents within our city as it is, and we've also had a death recently at Oddfellow, it would seem like a tragic to bring in a dispensary that would just raise fatalities and car wrecks, as well as raising accidents that we're already struggling with. And so it seems like it would not be wise to have this particular business come into our city. And I would have to ask the council if the money that would potentially come in would be worth the loss of the lives that would guarantee to happen, according to the statistics of the University of Illinois in Chicago. So if you would like the research, I'll have that up here for you. Otherwise, thank you for your time, guys.
Thank you. Okay. Anybody else like to speak?
Good afternoon, good evening. My name is William Wright. I live at 416 Wabash Avenue, Mattoon, Illinois. This is my father. I recently retired from the military, and that's why I live there. I just want to put that out there so that we conflate one issue with the other. But I'm in support of marijuana. And I just want to address simply that it all comes down to personal responsibility. Every action that we've heard from individuals that have been cause of accidents, cause of fatalities, or other decreases in human morality, all comes down to personal preference. And the idea that we're sticking with a product and blaming a product on personal responsibilities of these individuals makes me angry, because it's the same argument that people make when they try to take away our Second Amendment rights or something like that. It's the same argument that we are not placing responsibility on individuals versus their actions or the products that may or may not have had a factor in the negativity they drove. I hope I made myself clear. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay. Anybody else?
Good evening. My name is Angela Hampton, 4782 North County Road 100 East in Mattoon. I'm raising 3 teenage daughters in this town, and so obviously they've heard about this proposal. And I'm also the founder of the Broadway District, so I love our local businesses, and I'm working with a great group of dedicated small business owners who want to help increase commerce and build up our downtown and bring great things to Mattoon. So when this came up, I really wanted to approach it from a factual research standpoint, like Dr. Foyne mentioned. And I also wanted to have an open conversation with my daughters and let them kind of form their own decisions and have a conversation. So some of the research that I found is regarding the increased potency of modern cannabis products. They have higher levels of THC. And a major 2014 study by the NIH found that those who had tried cannabis by age 18 were 2.4 times more likely to be diagnosed with schizophrenia than those who had not. Cannabis-induced psychosis is a problem that's impacting especially young men across the nation. A California study published in 2011 and 12 found that an additional one dispensary per square mile in a zip code was cross-sectionally associated with a 6.8% increase in the number of marijuana abuse and dependence coded hospitalizations. And that was in 2011-12. So multiple studies suggest that legalizing marijuana appears to be related to higher levels of use for adults and adolescents. And it also, allowing medical cannabis to be distributed through dispensaries increases the likelihood of using marijuana in the past year and using it more frequently. I have all these studies referenced if you want them. A meta-analysis of 61 cohorts found a significantly increased prevalence and incidence of psychotic experiences in participants who use cannabis. And another study reported a 220% increase in emergency room visits for cannabis-induced psychosis between 2014 and 2021. So this will undoubtedly have impacts on our health system, which I think and hope is something that we need to consider. Many studies show that proximity to a dispensary also has impacts on crime rates. A 2014 study at the University of Colorado, Denver found that neighborhoods with one or more medical or recreational dispensaries saw increased crime rates that were between 26 and 1,452% higher than in neighborhoods without any commercial marijuana activity. So when we take into account the fact that our police department has, at least according to our online stats, 38 full-time police officers, and already handles approximately 35,000 calls per year while patrolling 9.8 square miles within the city of Mattoon. This will undoubtedly have impacts on our police department as well. So I think those are statistics that are worth considering. When my 17-year-old was reading sort of the arguments online, her viewpoint was, so what are the benefits besides the fact that we're going to get tax money and people don't have to drive as far? And I said, I can't answer that for you. And so I don't know if you can, but I think we are going to have teenagers to answer to. I think we all know that teenagers are able to get already cigarettes and alcohol and things that they're not supposed to have, as evidenced by the smoke shops that were recently busted. So we're kidding ourselves if we think this won't make access to marijuana easier for our teenagers. So I just ask you to give that thoughtful consideration in your decision. Thanks.
Thank you. Next. Anybody? Is anybody online? We know.
Yeah, there's one person online.
Is anybody online that would like to speak to the audience? We'll, hold on one second. Okay, come on.
Hello, my name is Melissa Harden, 21 Lafayette, Mattoon. Very passionate about this. I'm one of 7 siblings that is not drug or alcohol addicted. And so I have to say that my siblings started me on heroin, and I was able to do crank, which I didn't know what it was because I was a teenager. I drank alcohol, a lot of it. My mother was an alcoholic. My father's a drug addicted man. I'm a success story, but my siblings not so much. And I'm sorry that what I have to say is pleasing to everyone, but I don't believe that having a dispensary here in town is beneficial. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Melissa. Anybody else in the audience?
Craig Randall is here.
Okay.
Good evening. My name is Greg Crandall. I'm Sukowski Road before the Ricardo 15 North Virginia Lake Company. Thank you all. I was here a couple of years back. We were here on a different facility. They were looking at same petitioner, same everything. We have our presentation. If you like, I can do it. It's not our job to respond to us about marijuana and cannabis and all of that involved. We're looking for, you're looking for a special use. The code from Mattoon indicates exactly what we need to do. We have met the criteria of location. We can run through where the former First National Bank's building. I will say that many of the locations we've done across the state of Illinois are in bank buildings. They're good buildings for this. Someone did raise about drive-through. There is no drive-through marijuana or cannabis. You have to come in and present your ID. You have to be 21 years of age or older. There's a limitation on how much cannabis you can buy, both daily and monthly, which they already regulates all of that.
We've indicated currently we're under lease. We have provided a copy of these to city and to council, provided all of the necessary signatures for our petitioner. Holder of the license has indicated it's PC Apico, partnering with our group JGIL to run under Justice Candidates these facilities. Currently looking at opening 10 facilities throughout the state of Illinois. I've been to about 10 different municipalities throughout the state. Same instructions all the way here. So we happy to answer any of the questions that you may have. As I indicate, we meet location. Last location we had, there was a concern raised. It was far away from school, but there was another facility too close. I believe that ultimately would cause it not to pass. Attached as part of our petition showing that there are no schools within the 1,000-foot requirement under ordinance, statute ordinances. Our group was founded back in 2014, actually running all throughout the United States a number of different dispensaries. I can't speak to higher rates of crime. I can't speak to that there's higher incidences. We can only speak to it's currently been recognized by the state of Illinois as something we can do. We can only go where we can get a special use. It meets the criteria of each municipality, which I indicated that we do. We are committed to providing the public with all forms of cannabis, recreational and medicinal. Just so you know, the cost of cannabis at a dispensary is much higher than what you can get on the street. Everyone should understand that. Potency may get a little bit higher, you're paying more. As Michigan, marijuana has been available for a long time ago. But now it's legal. And I think a number of the people who come and use it for sleep, pay a lot of different forms for that. It is our goal to meet all of that. It is also our goal to be a strong part of the community, participate, supporting programs. We heard tonight that there's a strong program to provide backpack for those who need it. We can get involved and help with that. It's kind of stuff that our group does look to do. We will employ a number of people here in the community. That's important. As well as the tax revenues that we have. This is a site plan that we show. It's one-story building. This building does have more than enough space. We have another user there. We meet the necessary criteria as indicated in our application. We have more than adequate parking for it is that we're looking to do as well as the other use. We've indicated that per code number of spaces to meet that. Generally, the clientele aren't there very long. Generally, with this type of use, people go online, pick out what they're going to get, come pick it up, and they leave. They don't really linger around because the product is not sitting out. One of the concerns that many people raise is that there's high levels of crime. Not really anything really to steal. All the stuff that's behind the case. You come in and get an iPad. Here's what I want. You pick it, comes out from behind, goes to the cashier, they give it to you, seal it in a bag. Can't use it on site. You need to take it home. And you do have to be over the age of 21 to use cannabis here in the state of Illinois. That's your life. That's you're supposed to use it. Moving forward, maybe. In the current elevations, we're not really going to make any significant changes to the building. As identified, all of our operations run under the block, BLOC. There'll be a sign up there. There will be no advertisement, no cannabis weed shown on there. It'll just show what you'll see dispensary. That's all that it will say, which is common with all the other facilities that we operate. This is the interior design showing that you come in, there's a vestibule area. You come in and meet with the security guard. They take your license, they code that, they have to keep track of how much cannabis you've purchased over that day or month. And then once you read that limits, you can't buy any more. The sales floor is the main area where the public will be. The area is painted where all the product is, maintained as well. Once the customer places the order of origin when they come in, go to the cashier will recognize what they have, comes through a pass-through, they get it, and then pay for it. Generally, you either have to pay by cash or debit card. No credit for the purchase of cannabis here in the state of Illinois. This is what the interior will look like. It's not a head shop or like a jewelry store. And the indicated here will show the product is under glass. It's really empty boxes. I'll show you what it is that you're getting. The product is kept behind. There's safety related to the cash that's there, how that's picked up, how the product's brought in. We've had very few, if any, issues of theft or any of that. So next stuff. Just another view. This is one of our other dispensaries that we currently operate. I have with me this evening and Lipinski and Chad Love certainly can answer any specific questions you may have about our operations. So I want to thank you all for listening to our presentation and allow us the opportunity to come here, Pat, and provide answers.
Any questions from the council? Any other questions? If there are none, then we'll go to roll call.
Commissioner Phipps,
I have to abstain.
Commissioner Butler,
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Cox,
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes. Next item on the agenda.
Motion to adopt special ordinance number 2025-1958, authorizing the city manager to sign an outright grant agreement by and between the city of Mattoon and First Neighbor Bank, reimbursing up to $108,892.50 from Broadway Avenue East TIF revenues over a 3-year period for engineering costs, pavement removal, earthwork site utilities, and seeding to the property located at 808 Broadway Avenue East, and authorizing the city manager to sign the agreement. 06-0-0-554-006.
Could I have a second to that motion?
Second, Mayor.
Commissioner Clausen, and
They're going to build a new building next door for their investment side. The TIF cannot pay for the building, but it can do site work, utility work. They're tearing up some of the concrete in the back for drainage purposes as well. So we are assisting with that and like I said, paying it over 3 years.
And to remind people where this is at, approximately.
So it's between the old Blonox and Animet site. So Lifelinks now. It's just to the east of Lifelinks.
Broadway's on the north side, Charleston's on the south side. Okay, any other comments anybody has about this? Hearing none, let's do roll call.
Commissioner Butler,
Yes.
Commissioner Claus,
Yes.
Commissioner Cox,
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps,
I have to abstain.
Mayor Hall.
Yes.
Motion to adopt special ordinance number 2025-1959, granting a variance for fire station number 3 to allow yard setback requirements for a building addition located at 2700 Marshall Avenue. Petitioner, City of Mattoon.
Okay, and a second to that motion?
Second.
Commissioner Cox, why are we doing this?
Again, we need to make an addition to the city or to fire station number 3 or what to New Bay on the west side. We were talking about putting rooms on the east side and a kitchen on the back. Talking with the architects, it's better if we don't put the addition on the back and keep it all the east side for the roof structure. We have a flat roof. We want to put a pitched roof over it. It works out better that way. Far as setback, property directly to the south behind the fire station is an Ameren substation. There is 2 houses across the street from that, but it does not block any other view or anything towards Charleston or towards Marshall Avenue. It did go to the planning commission. It passed unanimous. So I'll open it up for any questions if you have any questions.
That property was originally designed to expand. It may be different where it ended up on the building, but what are we we're gonna house an ambulance out?
Okay, yeah, the bay that we have is small for the newer fire trucks, so new bay will house a larger fire truck at some date, and then we would also be able to put an ambulance out there.
And that's partially caused by a safety concern about having an ambulance in that area of town and the railroad.
This will be the first time we've ever had an ambulance on that side of the railroad tracks.
Okay.
Should one of the trains block. I don't know how many times we've had to travel all the way back to Lakeland down to Old State, coming in on 33rd Street to get around trains, or go racing down Western to get 3 lane acres or down to 43rd Street, trying to get on the side.
Yes.
Any other questions? Yeah.
I would just like to commend Chief Hilligoss for his work on, he's put a lot of time and effort, communication with engineers and city manager Gill on this project. And it's definitely needed, not only the ambulance issue and some of the improvements, but that building is going on about 60 years old. And I delivered papers there when I was 12, and it looks about the same as it did when I was 12. So some upgrades and renovations to that is definitely needed, along with the extra space, which will add to the safety in that area of town.
There's going to be a drive-through that will keep us from having to back in off of Marshall Avenue. And we've had several close calls. The truck getting to it, and people, trying to pass us while we're stopped at back ends. That'll help with safety for our troops as well.
Very good. Any other comments anybody has? Roll call.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Commissioner Butler.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes.
Make a motion to adopt ordinance number 2025-5493, updating the municipal code to increase the effectiveness of the corridor development by amending sections 159.56, 159.57, 159.58, 159.59, 159.60, and 159.61.
And a second to that motion.
Second, Mayor.
Commissioner Phipps?
The changes here are basically the corridor development is encumbrance and code to try to get new developments between Mattoon and Charleston, where they have to have a couple meetings in front of the corridor development group. Staff for either Mattoon or Charleston, depending on what side would review it. We're trying to speed up the process. Most of the time when we go to those reviews, they meet all the requirements of the corridor development. So we're having a couple extra meetings that we really don't need. So both Charleston and Mattoon decided to go in there, change our codes to, as long as they're not asking for any variances from the corridor development, if they're going by all the rules, it can get approved by the local staff and approved by the local council.
It's worth noting that they approached us about this, and this is just another great step with our city of Charleston. We've also added a section that allows for planned new developments, which includes housing.
Yep.
So,
Okay. Any other questions? Roll call.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Commissioner Butler.
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes.
A motion to approve council decision request 2025-2597, approving change order number 5 in the amount of $313,989.65 for the sports complex roadway project to extend Woodell Way west of Detro Drive, and authorizing the Public Works Director to sign the request 23-00353-00-PB.
And a second to that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Butler. And any comments?
Again, we got a grant through EDP grant through DCO for $2 million. We have to match the $2 million for roadways out there at Emerald Acres. We did not spend the full $4 million. So there's a little bit of money left. We are extending Woodell Way to the west of DeWitt Avenue, approximately about 400 feet. Just get the entrance in. That will open up that area for a little bit of development as well. And again, the DCO grant will pay for half of that. And we're projecting about 400,000 total.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Commissioner Butler.
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes.
Motion to approve council decision request 2025-2598, waiving the formal bidding requirement, approving the proposal in the amount of $34,300 from Midwest Marine Construction to construct a seawall at the Lake Paradise Pump House, and authorizing the city manager to sign the proposal.
And a second to that motion.
Second, Mayor.
Mr. Clausen, and
Again, we only have about three of these companies that come work in Mattoon. They unload on our lakes. They pay a fee every year to do that for other owners around the lake. We waived the formal bidding because we just asked for proposals. There's only three. Only two of them bid on it, and both were very close, but this was the low bidder.
any other comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Butler,
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Cox,
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps,
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes.
Motion to approve council decision request 2025-2599, waiving the formal bidding requirements, approving the proposal in the amount of $72,118 from Hydrokinetics for the replacement of the modulating electric actuators on filter number 4 at the water treatment plant, and authorizing the city manager to sign the proposal.
And a second on that motion.
Second, Mayor.
Commissioner Phipps?
Again, there's not very many companies around this area that do this work. This is the company that's done the work on the last couple of rebuilds, replacements, and so they were the only bidder.
Okay. Any other comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Clausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Cox,
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps,
Yes.
Commissioner Butler,
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes. I move to approve council decision request 2025-2600, ratifying the appointment of Toby Ferris to the Planning Commission with an unexpired term of August 17th, 2028. And can I have a second on that motion?
Second.
Commissioner Butler, and
I'd just like to add that, Toby comes to us, with a ton of valuable real estate experience. He knows how to get deals done. And we're just really excited to have him as a member of the planning commission. So, I think his expertise is really going to help us make informed decisions for how we're going to grow our community.
okay, any other comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Cox,
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps,
Yes.
Commissioner Butler,
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen,
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes.
A motion to adopt ordinance number 2025-5494, authorizing the boundary modifications amendment to the area known as the Coles County Enterprise Zone for boundary expansion to include the Rural King Hangar project, and authorizing the mayor to sign the intergovernmental agreement.
And a second to that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Cox?
This is in addition to the enterprise zone. We are in enterprise zone, Coles County with Oakland and Charleston and Mattoon. We had 15 square miles that we could put in enterprise zone. A few years ago, the state upped it to 20. We never allocated that extra 5, and we saved it for future projects coming in. This is one of the projects that we felt would be a good, not only the Rural King hangar, but there's potential around that for some other hangars, and even around the Coles County or the Coles Together building, some other development that could happen on the airport property. So we're just extending that across the road to capture a small portion of that airport property. There may be some more later on in the Charleston side, as airport is looking at trying to do some expansion and more hangars and more development.
All right.
So this is a great project for the airport as well, and help with, as you said, their expansion and future development in that area.
Correct.
It seems like that the airport is another area that is going to be expanded to help our area grow. The demand for an airport will take traffic of new corporations with their own airplanes and rental services. Seems to be a great opportunity to continue to expand our economic growth. So that's all good. And any other comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Phipps,
Yes.
Commissioner Butler,
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Cox,
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes. The last part is comments by the council. I'm going to go around and ask if anybody would like to. Commissioner Butler, do you have anything you want to mention, or how'd the first meeting go for you?
It went great. I would just like to say thank you to everyone. Thank you for welcoming me. And I look forward to working with you all.
Very good. Commissioner Clausen?
Welcome. Glad to have you, Erica. The week of May 4th to May 10th is Professional Municipal Clerks Week. And this annual observant offers a city council, city manager, mayor to recognize the role municipal clerks play in our communities. It just reads, I'm not going to go verbatim here. Municipal clerks are the backbone of local government operations, working behind the scenes to oversee key functions, including record keeping, election management, documentation, FOIA requests, maintaining public trust. So Susan, on behalf, I think I speak for everyone in this council, thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
And our jobs and the function of the city is a lot easier because of what you do for us.
Thank you.
I would add to that, it's not only a lot easier, it'd be impossible.
Oh,
I think Susan and her team do a awesome job, and people that have been around Susan know how hard of a worker she is. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Commissioner Cox, any comments?
Would like to welcome Commissioner Butler to the city council. Congratulations, and we look forward to having you and working with you. Looking forward to the next couple of years and the future. You're going to do great. You did well tonight. So I know you were probably a little nervous, but so, congratulations. Toby Ferris, love to see you. I agree. You're going to make a great addition to the Planning Commission. You're very well informed and thinking things through, and you're going to make a great member of that advisory board. So glad to see you here tonight. We appreciate your service. So other than that, that's all I have, and looking forward to the next several months and years. There's a lot of exciting things going on in Mattoon. So
Good deal.
appreciate it, Mayor.
Thank you. Commissioner Phipps?
Just a couple things, Sandy. Good job, 12 years. I hope I can match it, but that'd be nice. But well done, job well done. And Commissioner Butler, welcome aboard. Look forward to working with you. Other than that, I don't believe, I do want to say I respect everyone's views that talked tonight. Very, very informed on everybody's part, and I do really appreciate it. And I also appreciate the council and their position on it too. And I support that decision fully, even though I had to abstain. I'm glad it passed. Just from an accountability standpoint, it's highly regulated, much more so than alcohol and the gambling joints. So I respect both sides. Thank you. That's all I got.
Thank you. Just a final comment. This team that we've got assembled here, I think, has got a very bright future. We work together, and we got a lot of good things going on. I don't really see it stopping. I think in the next year or so, you're going to hear about some great stories about the future of our area. And it's all because of the work that was established by Sandy and this council that's here and helping support those items. So I think we're going to see a lot more of that. Looking forward to working with everybody. So now we have one other final thing to do. And I don't know who wants to do this, but someone has to make a motion to adjourn.
I would like to make a motion to adjourn.
Very good. Okay, so a second on that.
She did well. I'll second that.
Okay. Now, this is going to be unusual because typically we have one, I don't know how to describe her. We have one that doesn't always agree with us, and see how it comes out this time. So roll call.
Mr. Butler?
No.
I can't believe you did that.
That was well played.
Commissioner,
Yes.
Commissioner Cox?
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps?
Yes.
Mayor Hall?
Yes, meeting adjourned.
That's
Yes, Stan.